Welcome to the Farmer Show, where we talk about everyday life and give advice. Any advice we give is based on opinions, not facts. I'm your host, Lovie.
And I'm your host, Z. Our Instagram is thefarmers_show.
That's THEFARMERS_SHOW.
Make sure y'all follow us there and show us some love. And today's topic is growing up with black hair.
But before we get into that, I hope whoever is listening, wherever you are listening from, you are having a fantabulous day.
Facts. So let's get into it, baby. So how was your experience with growing up with black hair?
Okay. I think my journey begins where almost every black girl's journey begins is a perm.
Yeah.
The perm. Oh my gosh. I just want to say, I believe when I got my first perm, I had to be somewhere around like maybe 7 or 8, maybe 8 or 9-ish. I can't quite remember, but I do remember the things I hated about it. It was basically like a rite of passage. Like you almost had to go through it.
Yeah.
So my experience is that I hated the most was I couldn't scratch my head.
I know, and because it feels like needles when you do and you get it. I feel like, yeah.
Like it literally like hurts. Like and then also too, it's like, let's say like you did scratch your head, right? And then your mom, she's parting your hair, doing all this other stuff, putting a little cream all up in there, and then it just starts burning, like like it just really starts burning, like feel like fire ants are on your head or something like that.
And you want to know what's crazy too? Like, you know, my mom, she used to be like, don't scratch your hair. And then I scratch it anyway. And then I'll be like, Mom, I scratched my hair. Well, I'm still put it in there. I'm like, oh my God.
There's like no way of getting out of that at all.
Yeah, you cannot get out of it. She was still going to do it.
And it's like, let's say it like burns. If it wasn't taken, you weren't about to get your hair washed for nothing in this world. Like, it had to be slick, like Little Richard hair. Like, they were not finna play with it.
For real.
One other thing I hated about it is that it stunk.
Yeah, it did. Just that chemical smell.
Yeah.
I think I was about, I want to say maybe 5th grade or like going into middle school when I had my first perm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, yeah, I feel what you're saying with that, yeah.
It just smelled like burnt pig feet or something like that.
It do, but it's just, like, that chemical, like, smell, I hated it.
What about, like, what would you say was one other thing, like, aside from the perm, like, when it came to the styling part? I know for me, the hot comb, it was just, like, survival of the fittest. Like, it was just, like, in between just looking your best and looking like a burnt victim.
So as far as like with my hair, I just went, it was just like a straight, just straight down. Like I didn't really do any like styles necessarily. I think if I'm not mistaken, I had a bang once upon a time, but other than that,
God, not the bang gang.
Yeah. But other than that, I just wore it like straight down. So that was like, yeah, middle school-ish. And yeah, about, I want to say 5th grade. Yeah, about 5th grade, middle school-ish. I had, I was doing perms and stuff like that. Up until like, I think about 6th grade. That's when I was like, okay, look, I don't want any more perms. So I started wearing like box braids, you know, with the fake hair and stuff like that.
I don't think I ever went through the box braid phase. I wanted to. Like, I was kind of still in the hot comb phase, and then like, you know, holding your ear, trying to make sure you didn't lose any fingertips.
I never did. Not that I remember. Maybe I have, but I don't remember my mom using the like hot comb on me.
Oh my God, you were so lucky. My gosh, it was torture.
Now the flat irons, I do remember that. Whoa. She burnt my ear a couple of times with that. I do remember that.
Talk about catching fire. Did you ever go through the drawstring ponytail phase?
What you mean?
Oh, well, then I guess you didn't go through it.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so think about a ponytail, but it has like a rubber, like, okay, y'all, we have this tilde pillow. No, it's not. It's not really a tilde. It's like a breast pillow. And it has like a cloth over it.
That's what we call it, tilde.
Yeah, we call it tilde. But it's like, you're basically like adjusting like the strap on it and
stuff
stuff like that.
Like, yeah, kind of like you pull it, you kind of like you push and pull at the same time.
Yeah, like you know, the little girl from the Dancing Dolls, she's like shaking her little curly hair and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I went through that phase, and it's like, Mom, just like you would have to get this style slick than a mug first before you could put that drawstring ponytail on. Like, my mom would literally be combing my eyebrows and eyelids with like the hardest brush just to get it slick. And I'm just like, what in the world? And it's like, it wasn't really reliable in certain instances. Like, if you wanted to like go out and play, like, you can't have no drawstring ponytail on. That's for like if you go to church or something like that, or you're going to like an event. But like, it just reminds me of once I had a drawstring ponytail on. I was hanging out with my cousins. We were at my grandma's house. We were pretty young. Had to be around maybe like 10 or 11 years old. Mm-hmm. So I'm hopping on this trampoline. It's me, my boy cousin, one of my favorite girl cousins, and I think one of our like baby cousins or something like that. And we're just jumping, and we're all trying to see who can jump highest or whatever. So I got my drawstring ponytail. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like Beyonce a little bit. So I jump up, and I come back down, and my ponytail is still levitating. So apparently my boy, because he had grabbed my ponytail, he didn't realize that it wasn't real. Like, that's how good my mom had slicked my hair. So that was so embarrassing. I'm over here looking like alfalfa in front of all my cousins.
Like, I didn't, do the ponytail or nothing, but, like, I remember, when, your parents combing your hair, they be combing your eyebrows and everything.
Yes.
My grandma, oh, my God, my head be so far back, and she just be combing the mess out my face. I be like, ow. She did. They used to do them tight ponytails, though. Them ponytail was tight. Had your whole eyebrows just sticking up.
Just be looking surprised. Everybody's like, what's wrong with you, chill?
You be having headaches. Have to take Tylenol.
Yes. I know you mentioned box braids. Although I didn't get the box braids, I did go through the braid stage. Mm-hmm. And my mom was my hairstylist. Like, she was braiding my hair. I had the cornrows. I had a half up, half down. And it's just like, you could forget about getting sleep for the next 3 days when you first get it done.
You could not lay down flat at all. Like, before the box, like, braids, and before the perm even, like, my grandma, like, she used to do my hair when I was growing up, too. That's when I was in, like, elementary and stuff. And she'll do this style I always like. It's like this half up and half down. Like, she'll braid my hair up in a ponytail. Yes. It'll be a ponytail in the top, and then she'll have the braids going down the back. I used to love that hairstyle.
I think everybody love that style. It just make you just feel like you the man. And then, like, when they started innovating and start adding those rods at the bottom, you had the little curls and stuff. Like,
well, I ain't had the curls or nothing. I had beads and, hair bows, different stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, that's
so, yeah. And then, right. And then, like, after I went through the box braid phase for probably up until, like, I want to say about 7th or 8th grade. I think, starting 8th grade, that's when I went through the cornrow style.
Oh, wow.
That's when I had cornrows, yeah.
Oh, so you went, like, low-key in reverse.
Yeah,
but
kinda.
You did have the beads and stuff, so you sound like a ghetto wind chime.
Yeah. So I did have the cornrows in, like, 8th grade and stuff like that. And I remember I wanted dreads so bad. Like, I used to tell my mom, like, I want dreads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but when I finally convinced her to get, like, twists. So I did it, instead of, like, dreads, it'd be, like, twists. And, she was like, okay, that actually look, pretty good on you and stuff. And so that's when I finally got dreads. So that was about, I want to say that was my 9th grade year in high school when I got dreads. Yeah.
Did you feel connected to Bob Marley?
Not really, but I really did enjoy, like, my, dread stage and stuff. I had those set of dreads for about 5 years. And, so I cut them off, but they was like midway down my back when I started. Well, not when I started, but when I, grew them out and stuff like that before I cut them. When I first started, my hair was short and they grew all the way down to mid part of my back. Like, I love my dreads. Like, with my dreads, my first set, they was smaller set of dreads, and I didn't, like, take care of it like I should, and I dyed it too many times, so it caused it to, like, break off and stuff, and I didn't keep my hair moisturized and stuff like I should have. It was a lot of dryness and stuff going on with my hair, and the colors I went through, I had only dyed my tips. I never dyed, like, my whole hair.
Right.
But I dyed my tips. At first, it was honey blonde. When I first dyed it honey blonde, Man, I thought I was the stuff, bro. Like, that junk looked so good. I dyed it honey blonde. And then I remember around prom, I wanted to do like a red to kind of match my outfit.
So you was just switching it up.
Yeah, so I dyed it red, and then I missed my honey blonde. I didn't really like the red so much. I missed my honey blonde. So the lady, she bleached my hair and then added the honey blonde back into it. And I think that's what really caused my hair to like break off and stuff, that bleach.
I can imagine that it made it a little thinner at
Yeah,
the ends
it did.
compared to the rest of the hair.
It did.
That is insane. So I went through the braid stage for a long time before I ended up going to like the weaving wigs and stuff like that. One thing, and I don't know if anybody else was experiencing this. I'm assuming that I was tender-headed.
I was too. I ain't even
like my mom would braid my soul. Like I was just like, "What are you doing?"
Heavy-handed.
I would feel it in my stomach, in my feet, and I'm just like, "Am I tripping right now?"
Your back, everything.
Yes, it was just painted.
It was yes.
I had no business experiencing. I did end up going through the weave stage. That started in that did start in middle school. I think I believe I was in the 7th grade when I did this. So I was going to a school like outside of my like city district and stuff like that. But on the first day of school, I came in with the black and pink Nicki Minaj bob. Like I was so cute. Like it was actually a sew in, and like I was surprised that my mom even allowed me to get this. But I felt so cute. When I say I was setting trends, ever since then, everybody was trying to do color hair in that school. Like some of the colors didn't match together.
For real.
Yeah, they was looking like a real life peacock. I said, hold on, honey.
Oh
like you need to pick some colors. You need to calm it down a little.
And you said
bit.
this was in middle school?
Yes, I feel like a Harajuku Barbie. Like
for real.
I felt really, really cute. But when I got to, I would say, when I actually got to high school, around maybe like 9th or 10th grade is when I actually did decide to go natural. And just leave the cream and crack alone. Because I had to. Because my hair had actually broken off before then.
Yeah, like when I was getting perms, I decided to stop getting perms maybe about I want to say about the 6th, 7th grade-ish. And I was just wearing my natural hair. Like, I had a cornrows and stuff like that. No, that was actually, about 7th grade-ish. I, started wearing like cornrows and stuff.
I wish I would have started earlier.
Instead of like getting, the perms and stuff, because I did not like the perms. And, I remember it was one time I didn't want a perm, but my mom, of course, she was doing my hair at the time. So she was like, look, you need to do something with your hair and stuff. I was just like, Mom, why? So, I didn't scratch my hair because I knew it was going to burn. But she put the perm in anyway. But I was just like, it burns, trying to get it to, go ahead and wash it so it won't, mess up my hair. So well, not mess it up, but lay it down and stuff like that. So she washed it and then she got mad because she was like, it didn't even take. I was like, I don't care. I don't want it. I wanted my natural. I wanted to wear my natural hair and stuff like that. So yeah, but she eventually let me get dreads and stuff like that, and I was happy about that. I had cut my dreads off after I graduated high school. That was about 2018, and I kind of had like a shortcut. Me and my mom actually cut our hair together, and
also that was around the year. What?
Yeah, that's around the time we met. About 2018. It was like, I want to say, I think I did it maybe August or something like that, around that time period.
I thought did you have locks in training class? I didn't see you.
Oh,
but did you have locks in training class?
So it won't August. It was November. October. Yeah, I did have it in training class, and then when I actually started QVC, then I had cut it off. So yeah, me and my mom had cut our hair together and stuff like that. And man, when I tell you, bro, like I was the flyest thing around. Like that haircut got everybody's attention. Like my barber, man, he did his thing with it.
I mean, I can vouch for that because I did say, hey, her hair was looking very nice.
For real.
When I decided, of course, to go natural and everything, I did the big chop, but I allowed my hair to like grow some. So I was transitioning. So I had all these dead, frilly looking ends, and I'm over here looking like I got hay on my head. It was just looking crazy. So when I like finally cut it off, it was so freeing. I was just like, okay, like I'm loving my hair, but I realized that it's like, although I could, put the little gel in it, make my like ends curl up and stuff like that. I wanted to wear my hair straight, and I could not straighten this hair for nothing in this world. Every time I was trying to straighten it, it just looked blow dried. I'm like, oh, let me do the old school method.
I don't think natural hair, you can't. Well, not saying you can't straighten it, but I guess that's where parents be like, okay, that's where perm come in. You want to wear your hair straight, get a perm.
It's hard to do it without manipulation,
right?
Yeah.
So you did the big chop. I didn't chop mine. I just let the perm grow out.
No, that's why I transitioned.
Oh,
and then I did it, and then I chopped it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So it was looking kind of crazy. I had like 4A, 4B year.
Mm-hmm.
That was the kind of mix I had going on. But when I started wearing wigs, I started wearing them in the ninth grade. And these weren't your typical like young little, because we weren't, back in my day, it was not heard of that young girls were wearing wigs.
Mm-hmm.
So in my school, when I had started wearing them, I was still like one of the first wearing those wigs, and then everybody's like, "Oh snap, we wearing wigs now? That's what we doing." Right. I thought everybody's mom was just wearing wigs and stuff. I got the Willa Boston, Willa Falano hair and the Andre 3000, and just shaking it and stuff like that. And I barely wear my natural hair. Like when I would every so often, but it's like I did not love my hair.
Yeah, because when I met you, you was wearing wigs a lot.
Yes, like crazy. And then what was even worse is around that time, it was the Yaga area, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah, I remember that. Yaga. I used to get so mad with it.
I would keep my ass out the cafeteria because that's where it was going to happen and go down. I would stay away. I was just like, no. I think that's probably around the time me and my friends were like skipping and stuff like that and go to the...
I remember my aunt, she got me with that one time. I was like, oh my God. I did my sister. I was doing everybody.
You the culprit.
No, I wasn't the culprit. People was doing it to me, so I'm like, shoot, let me do it to people too then.
Man, I hated that. Man, I was always on edge. I never got caught, luckily, because that would have been the end of that.
Make you want to go to school with a hat on.
For real. Shoot. Wear a whole helmet.
They probably take that off.
No, you wear a whole helmet. It's just insane. But I had, went natural, right? So I was natural. There were times where I was wearing my hair. And then it got to the point where I'm like, oh my God, I want to straighten this mess so it won't straighten.
How long was your hair when you went natural?
I was natural for about...
No, I'm saying like how long?
How long is it?
The length.
Like to my shoulders. It never really got too long. Like when I pulled it out because I had mad shrinkage.
Mm-hmm.
So it never really, like if I had... if I was successful in straightening it, it definitely would have came to my shoulders, but I never really was. So I decided to perm it again like a crazy person.
Oh my God.
I was natural for a couple years. There. But the thing is, my hair was so beautiful. Like when I did that perm the first time, it was so beautiful. My hair was so thick because I guess at the time it was healthy, And I it only lasted a couple months before it was back to heat damage and stuff like that. And then I was like doing research. That's when they had like posting on Facebook and stuff about how perms can melt cola cans. I'm like, why am I putting this on my scalp? What's it doing to my brain? No wonder I'm feeling. Next time I'm joking. My God. I'm joking, but it's just like, I decided to go back natural. And I did not look back ever since then. But I still was wearing those wigs. And it wasn't until like you came into my life, you're like, babe, wear your hair. And I was starting to wear my hair more, but I wouldn't necessarily, I still wasn't in love with it.
Yeah. Like when I cut my hair short and stuff, it was like a a short little box kind of style. And then I had different styles. After the chop, once I chopped my dreads off and stuff like that, I had the little short style, and then I had a mohawk. I like the mohawk, and then I had like
they were nice.
I had like designs on, the side and stuff like that. I had like the breast cancer sign, the little zigzags. I had all that different kind of. Now looking back, I should have put my name. I should have put Z up there. Like I ain't even think of that. That would have been nice.
Not you like a brother off a set at all. You just want your name in the back of your head.
That would have looked good though. But so when I went to college, I had went to this barbershop. Like, I had a mohawk and stuff. I had went to this barbershop, And you remember that I had went to the barbershop. It was like a on campus kind of barbershop, whatever.
That was real.
And and the dude, he messed up my hairline. That was like in 2019. He messed up my hairline. Like I had to wear do-rags for about 6 months or so.
Y'all.
I was so mad. My hairline was so messed up. I had to grow my hair back out. Well, I grew it back out. I had like a little afro or whatever. It wasn't a big afro. It was kind of, to the point where you can't really see the messed up hairline anymore. And then, that time I went home and I just cut all of my hair off. Like I started fresh, like bald head.
I like
you remember
that phase too.
Yeah,
but I remember
cut
that
it all
messed up
off.
haircut because in that moment in time I was just like, you're like, babe, it's bad. I was like, no, it's not. But deep inside I was like, I'm gonna stick beside her. I'm gonna stick beside her no matter what. That's my baby.
Yeah, that hairstyle was messed up. Like he really messed my hairline up. So when I went back home that time, I just shaved all of my hair off and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try waves. So I tried the little wave style. I did. It was me personally, I felt like it was too much work. I didn't really care for it. You had to always brush your hair and stuff like that.
I liked your waves though.
I know I had a little something going on. It wasn't no deep waves like some of them dudes be,
Right.
I was trying to
it be looking like a whole tsunami. I'm just
For
like, what
real.
are y'all doing at this point?
I had some good waves going on, but I didn't, really care for it. I found it, being too much work and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I had grew my hair back out and, just had a little afro. I was rocking the afro for a while. And
I love that. It was...
Yeah, my afro was banging though. I had a little pit. I felt like I was back in like the 80s.
You know what I'm saying? It was giving that.
Real.
Maxwell. I have a question for you.
What's up?
So, okay. And maybe you have talked about it already, but what was one style that gave you the most hell?
I would say, like, as far as like the most, what you mean? Like,
most
it was
hell,
too much?
It was like hard doing it, or it's just like when you had it, you just like, what in the world? It's something that was like hard to achieve. It was just hell trying to get there.
I would say like, when I was younger and my mom kind of didn't want me to get dreads, but also too didn't want to really cornrow my hair. So I was trying to like find like she cornrow my hair. Of course, I had to get like my aunts and stuff to do it because she got carpal tunnel. So that's why she ain't really want to like braid so much. But also too is like I wanted my hair in cornrows, so at that time it was kind of hard because I couldn't get a fresh style each time I wanted to and stuff like that. So I found that a bit difficult. So that's why I was like, okay, let's, just get dreads or something like that. But also, too, I found that, I would think that part of my hair stage was kind of a lot for me. Because even down to, like, the waves and stuff, it was still manageable.
Yeah.
I can just rock a do-rag all day if I didn't feel like brushing it or something like that. So, yeah, I feel like around that time was the most hell. So, what about, like, what's the longest your natural hair got?
Maybe 10 inches because I'm 10 inches far as before I ended up getting locks, which is crazy because I actually have locks now. Z convinced me to get them. It took her so long because I was like, no, I don't know. I like my curls, but let's be for real. Like, although my curls were cute, I did not love my hair. I love my hair so much now. I would say that it's probably about... Like, it's probably at the top of my back. Maybe touching my shoulders. Yeah, it's touching my shoulders now. Naturally. Like, I really don't even really have to pull too much now.
So, in total, how long have you been natural? Like...
I've really been
like
natural...
since the last time you put a perm in your hair to now?
I want to say since like 2016. 2016.
No, 2016 is...
2016. Y'all do the math because I can't do it right now. But about that long to about now. So It's been a long journey. But I feel like my dreadlock journey has been the best journey.
Yeah, so like after I grew my hair back out and was rocking my afro for a while, I decided to get dreads again. That was back in 2020. And I got them thicker than I did the first time. But the only thing I wish I would have did differently, like the lady that did it, she kind of freestyled around my hair. It wasn't like, like the little squares to part, and like she didn't take the time out to part it like in a neat manner. She kind of just freestyled and stuff, and that's the only like when whoever did your hair. Well, I know who did your hair, but the way your hair is, like, I love it, bro. Like yours is perfect.
You.
Like, yeah, I love how yours is section off and stuff. Like, I wish mine was a little more organized. I'm an organized person, so I of course wanted my hair to kind of be a little more organized.
So your OCD just takes effect.
Yeah,
you look in the mirror and see your hair.
Yeah, just like yesterday, actually, I was retwisting like the front part of my hair and stuff, and I was just looking. I was just like, oh, it is so all over the place. I wish it was just,
It's slowly getting there though. It is because like you have to start parting like on your own, and it's like getting close to the section that you like. My loctician, I haven't been to her in a while, but she was so awesome. I remember it had to be January 12th of last year is when I had actually decided to just lock up and stuff. And she didn't use any product aside from oil and water, juice and berries. But she had a great personality. When I say we clicked automatically, I was like, are you an Aquarius? And she literally said yes. And ever since then, that was my ace boom coon. Like, it's just like, I never had quite a hair experience like that before. It was awesome.
Now we just do each other hair.
Basically.
Yeah, because I started, so you had your hair for about a year, or your dreads for about a year now. I started mine in 2020, so 2023, of course. 3 years I had mine so far. So it's getting back to the 5-year mark. I can't wait for it to get back to the length when I first, started my dread
It's really getting close to that. You guys, we do have videos on our YouTube channel. So if you do go back and see some of them, you can see where Z actually started off with her like lock journey and stuff like that. It's so much longer now. It's insane.
Even my afro, I think I had an afro part.
Yeah.
You can see my little afro and everything. So yeah. But I would say like a little bit of advice about hair and stuff, especially with dreads. I would say, keep your hair healthy by oiling it and at least every other day, because your hair tends to dry out fast. And then especially, you sweating and, different stuff like that. So, yeah, just oiling it. I know I need to oil my hair more than what I, do. I've been working on it, trying to, get back in the groove of doing everything.
You have been getting better with it. I know one thing I do to try to get that hydration is I do have a spray bottle with water. I have oil in it. So what I do tend to do is when I wake up in the morning, and maybe not every morning, every other morning, I'll just like wake up, shake out my hair, spray it down, shake it out again.
She be spraying it everywhere. She be spraying me in the face. I be like, what in the world? I'm just trying to brush my teeth, and next thing I know, I'm getting splashed with water.
Stop. You make me sound like one of those girls who had just got some Bath and Body Works, and they just sprayed it in the hallway at school.
For real. So I do got another question. So, do you wish you started your dreads sooner?
No.
No?
No, I don't.
Oh, that's surprising.
No, I don't. Because had I started them sooner, I probably would have went to the loctician that started your locks off.
Oh,
and your locks aren't bad. Your locks are actually really, really good. But I do like how the loctician I did, ended up going to. Because I think you went to the same shop eventually.
Yeah.
So then that's how I ended up finding them. And they did a phenomenal job with my hair. So I'm cool with it. And I didn't really go through the ugly stage when it came to my locks. They were just...
Yeah. I went through the ugly stage, but, the ugly stage is not really the ugly stage. I mean, it is. I understand why they call it the ugly stage, because your hair trying to lock and stuff like that, so it can look a little messy and stuff. But, if, you just continue on, just go and let your hair do what it's going to do, it eventually get there. So it's just patience. Patience with dreads. Patience.
Definitely.
Because I remember I had a friend, like, she did not like the ugly stage. So she just kept twisting. And then, she went through dreads like 3-4 times. I'm like, yo, you got to be patient. Like, let it do what it's going to do. Yes, because she kept twisting it and combing it out, cutting her hair off. I was just like, oh, my God. But, yeah, just patience. I feel like with dreads, and it'll pay off. It'll pay off.
It does. I feel free.
Yeah.
I genuinely love my hair. And I feel like with loving my hair, it made me love myself even more.
Yeah, I
Definitely.
swear. I love my hair too. And it's like, just doing the different styles with your hair. Then I remember my first ponytail because my hair was short. My first ponytail, I was like, oh snap, I can put a ponytail. Like, I was hype about it.
Yes, he was also, I could put it in a bun.
Yes. So what kind of advice would you give about like hair or like natural hair or anything?
I would say definitely do your research, but definitely just take your time, scratch your scalp.
Yeah.
Scratch your scalp, honey boo, because you don't want them corn flakes up in there with no milk. Scratch them. Scratch your scalp. Make sure you do wash it. You don't have to wash it often because you do want to keep some type of moisture in there. It's more so about moisturizing it. But when you have like locks in general, you definitely don't want to use too much product. I feel like just at least have your three, something to moisturize your hair, something to wash your hair with, and then just something you can refresh it with. As long as you got that, you should be good. Just wait, y'all. Like my locks about to be long like Chloe Bailey. Just wait, honey. It's coming.
And my advice to like, even with parents, like, let your kids explore different hairstyles more.
Yes.
Don't try to like, pressure them to put perms in their hair or wear their hair a certain way. Like, let them choose how they want their hair. Of course, growing up and stuff when they're younger and don't really know, of course you do that hair and stuff. But as they get older and they be like, hey, mom, I want to try this. Let them try it,
Exactly.
Let them try it.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I would just say I agree with that. Of course, if they're like 5-year-old and they're like, mommy, I just want one dookie braid and the rest of the hair shaved off around. You don't want your baby looking like Aang from Avatar, but like, of course, let them experiment.
If they saying like
them.
dreads or they want a shortcut or something, something like that, just let your kids experiment on stuff. So yeah. But you guys, if there's anything you want us to talk about or need advice, hit us up on IG at @thefarmers_show.
And we're out.
Bye, y'all.